Hi everyone, I'm Professor Rad, and today we're going to talk about algebraic perimeter. In other words, using perimeters and lengths and widths to help us come up with expressions for some things if we don't know all of the values. So let's start out with an example and see what this looks like. So example 6 says, the length of the rectangle is twice as large as its width. Let's let x be the rectangle's width. Okay. So I'm going to identify here my variable. We're letting x be the rectangle's width. And then this first part said the length of a rectangle is twice as large as its width. So I'm not even going to look at part A and part B yet. Okay? I'm just going to focus on understanding the information given to me. So width is easy, it's just going to be x, right? So the length, I'm going to use L to represent length, is in math is going to translate to equals. So the length of a rectangle is telling me that L is going to equal something. It says it's twice as large. Do you remember what twice means to do? So twice has to do with 2. It doesn't mean squared, it means 2 times. Okay, so there's a difference between squaring and multiplying by 2. So twice means like double. Okay? So the twice is going to be 2 times the width. Okay, so what I've done here is I've done sort of a half translation of this question. Okay? So they told me a variable for the width. I've translated length into the letter L, is into equals, and I've like reframed some of this information. So I kind of have a good sense of what I'm going to be doing now. So for example, if they told me the width was 10, I'd know the length is 20 because 20 is 2 times 10. Okay, so I have a sense of things. Now I'm going to go and jump into the question. It says, write an expression for the rectangle's length in terms of x. In other words, what this is telling us to do is they want us to write L is equal to something, and that something is going to have to involve x. So from up here, I know that the length is 2 times the width, and I know that the width is x. So the length is 2 times x, since the width is x. So the length is 2 times x. Okay, so that's it. That's all I have to do for part A. And then part B says, I don't know why I keep wanting to push this up. For part B, it says, write an expression for the rectangle's perimeter in terms of x. Perimeter. So there are 2 ways that we can tackle this. I'm going to go with a very straightforward approach on this. Okay? So straightforward is perimeter means distance around. To help me find the perimeter, I'm going to draw out a picture. So I'm going to be drawing a rectangle. And we know the width is x. And we just came up with the length being 2x. It's twice as long. So perimeter means the distance around. So I'm going to find the distance around this rectangle. So we have an x, then we have 2x, another x, and 2 more x. And then I've gone all the way around, so I don't have to add anything else. Okay, so perimeter is distance around. That's what we've got here. We could stop here because it didn't specify it wants us to simplify, but I'm going to simplify this. So I'm going to harken back to chapter 7 where we combined our like terms. So I have 1x here when there's no number in front. Remember, it's a 1. So I have 1x and 2x and 1x and 2x. So total, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6x. Da-da-da-da-da-da. All right, I like when we get an answer of 6x because it sounds like success. Success. All right. Let's do another example together. This one I didn't have in the book, but I was feeling like one example wasn't going to cut it for this video. So this example says, suppose one side of a triangle is 4 times as large as the shortest side, and the other side is 10 inches longer than the shortest side. Let S be the length of the triangle's shortest side. Write an expression for the triangle's perimeter. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Let's back up here. Let's sort out what's going on. It says we've got a triangle. Okay, so I'm going to draw a triangle. And the only thing I'm going to gravitate to right now is that it says we're going to let S be the length of the triangle's shortest side. That's the only thing we know right now. Okay, so the shortest side is S. Okay. Now let's go back and try and understand what some of this was saying. Suppose one side of the triangle, one side is, okay, is means equals, 4 times as large as the shortest side. And the other side I'm going to not pay attention to right now. Okay. One side of the triangle. Okay, I don't know which one that's going to be. So let's say it's this one down here. Doesn't matter. I'm just doing this to help me understand. Okay. So one side is 4 times, so 4 times as large as the shortest side. And S is the shortest side. So it's 4 times S. So this side is going to be 4S. Okay, so I'm just going to diagram here that this was the pink side, and then this is the yellow side. Kind of helping me out here, know how I did this translation. Then it says the other side is, okay, I like to circle is because that's my equals. So the other side is, so this side is going to be 10 inches longer than the shortest side. Okay. 10 inches longer than the shortest side. So I have to try and decide, is this going to be 10 times S or 10 plus S? So if I'm 10 inches longer, that means I'm 10 inches more. So if I'm 10 inches more, that means 10 plus. So this last side is going to be 10 plus S. Whew, okay. All right, so I worked through that one. This question I find very overwhelming at the beginning because there's just a lot of information given. Sometimes the numbers are in word form, sometimes they're in number form, sometimes they're just referring to a side. Okay. Shortest side showed up like 5,000 times, right? So when you're working through a question like this one, gravitate to find something to ground you. So for me, the grounding was drawing this triangle and having S be the shortest side. So that's what I did right at the beginning. I drew my triangle and I labeled that shortest side with S. Then dissect the information in little chunks as best as you can, right? So that's what I have here in the pink. And I like that is being this equals, right? So that helps to ground me as well. So one side is 4 times as large as the shortest side. So 4 times as large means 4S. And then I dealt with this green stuff. So use your highlighter, rewrite, find a way to help you pull apart the information so that you're not so overwhelmed by all of it all at once. Okay, now what are we doing? It says to write an expression for the triangle's perimeter. So perimeter says to add all the sides together. So perimeter is, I'm going to start over here. We've got S plus, here I have 10 plus S plus 4S. Okay, and then I can go ahead and combine my like terms. So my perimeter, we've got 1S plus another S is 2, plus 4 is 6. Oh, 6S, kind of sounds like success again. And then plus this 10, didn't have anything with it. So the perimeter of this triangle is 6S plus 10. Whew, all right. So we've got a couple examples for you to try on your own. Again, I know it's hard. It's easy to say, don't let it overwhelm you, but try not to let it overwhelm you. Take it little chunks at a time. Use highlighters or separate out the information to help you break it up as best as you can. All right. Okay, so that's going to wrap up this section. In the next video, we're going to start talking about area of these shapes instead of perimeter. So I am looking forward to seeing you then. In the meantime, have an excellent day. Bye.